Welcome to another episode of Modular Wild. I am Raul. Today we're going to be looking at some specific examples of how you can utilize the dual envelope. If you've been following the show and seen some of the profile and sound segments for the MST dual envelope, you'll know a little bit of the background on it, that it's a dual envelope generator. It's got kind of cool looping envelopes, so when this first envelope ends, it triggers the second envelope via the light that comes on over here. That's when you know that it's now firing the second envelope. If you watch some of the examples I showed already, I think I had like a synth patch that was kind of being triggered with the sequence 8 over here. And it was just a general synth patch, you know, little melody line. But I thought we would go in and kind of demonstrate some other things that you can do with it. Sort of utilizing it this way just to give another flavor to the sound. And I also wanted to go into the kind of inverted envelope a little further because I didn't quite get to demo that the way I wanted to, and just show you what that's like. So let's go ahead and jump right in and get down to business, so to speak. So let me explain the patch that I have on here. So if you look, I got two CV outs over here. One of these is going into the quantizer here, and then that CV out is going over to my Z3000 right there on the side. The output of that, the saw wave, is going into the top VCA over here, the dual VCA by Synthrotek. I have, and actually I should have pointed to the top cable, that's where the audio is going in. In this second input, that's the CV input, the second yellow cable. If we go back to the dual envelope, this output is when I'm going to be patching into that, and then the output from here is just kind of sliding right next door to here. And there's a kind of a black cable hanging out right here. This is going to be going up to the oscilloscope, which if you look, there's not really much going on up there right now because we're not looking at it. So I thought it would be good to kind of see what exactly this dual envelope is making, so you can kind of get a better idea if you're not familiar with the types of envelopes that are in this, you know, the AD versus the ASR. So I'm going to patch it, and then we're going to see it. And I'll just kind of make a mental note here that we're patched into the AD mode right now. So that's what we're starting on. So if you look at our scope, that's what we got up there. Now you can also see that there's no gate triggering this envelope. It's just firing all by itself. It's just kind of constant. And what's actually making it go is as envelope 1 ends, the end of cycle fires envelope 2, and then end of cycle of envelope 2 goes back to envelope 1, and so forth, and it's just kind of like this nice looping sound. And that's what you're hearing right there. So if you look up at the top, at the scope, you can see the shape of our sound. Now I can go in and modify, you know, increase the decay a little bit. And you can see the slope on our scope is changing. There you go. You see that? Or I can change the attack. And let's wait until it comes back around. There we go. So that's the decay part. There we go. I just wanted you to see that. So let's bring up the attack a little bit more. Get a little bit longer of an envelope. There you go. It's a nice long slope. So you're getting an idea as to what this is actually doing. So let's leave these settings as is, and then we'll jump into the ASR mode. So here we go. So switching into ASR mode. And so you can kind of see the shape is a little bit different. Hopefully you can see that at the scope. There we go. And it's kind of going a little bit above my the top part of the +5. So let me see if I can switch it to ±10. You can see that a little bit better. There we go. So that's the ASR. Let me switch back to AD. Back to ASR. So just compare the two kind of mentally so you can kind of get an idea as to what it's doing. Now you can kind of hear that there's a melody going on back there, but maybe, you know, it's kind of fading out very quickly. I can kind of hear a little more of that melody if I increase the, well, let's see, sustain release in this case. So now we're kind of extending that passage a little bit. And you can see that update at the scope as well. So there's a nice long slope. Now right now, I believe, yeah, we're in short mode. And if you watch the profile video, then you'll know that the short times are going to range kind of like between 26 milliseconds to 17 seconds. So if I were to turn this all the way up, the highest level of release, or sorry, decay, and the highest setting on attack, I would get somewhere in that really long 17 seconds. I can also switch it into a long envelope if I want to. Let's try a long envelope. I'm not sure if the scope will sort of show this, but let's try it. And now you can see it's just going on for a really long time. Okay, so now with that patch, let's go ahead and add our second sound source, because I wanted to do something with the second envelope over here at the dual envelope.